3, 2, 1, go. Welcome to Grounds After Rounds.
So cool. Today's topic, little espresso shot. This is gonna be a quick one.
3, 2, 1.
Go. Wait, what are we talking about?
Espresso.
Espresso.
I don't have any espresso. I just have a regular old cup of water.
I have some iced coffee.
Do you?
Sure.
In there?
Cold brew.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want some?
Not out of that cup. You just
No, well,
just backwashed it in.
cool. I'm gonna go get the cold brew. You fill them in.
We, ladies and gentlemen, are gonna talk about some scaling. You're the best. This is awesome. This is exactly what I need.
There you go.
Love it.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stoked. Stick. So, yeah. Do we ever talk about scaling? Do we encourage? We don't encourage scaling, do we?
You know, I really just I
RX
feel
or
like
death?
if you can't do it, you know, if it's deadlifts and you got to hurt back, I don't even know why you're coming.
Just go home. Just go home.
That's a little bit of an inside joke for some folks. There was perhaps a facility that had a coach that might have said that to an athlete at some point, and I just was beside myself with like, oh, that's an approach.
That's an interesting.
It's a choice, I guess.
I'm not sure that was. Did they? I don't think they taught.
It's sweetened.
Not too sweet.
Oh, okay.
Not too sweet. It's
Not bad.
the tastes not too sweet. Black. There you go.
It's such a cheat. I mean, it's such a marketing like, oh,
Right.
sweet. It's the unsweet. It's not too sweet.
No, it's not
It's
too
still
sweet.
sugar, folks. You can hide it. You can market it. You can call it whatever you want. It's just sugar.
I mean, the first ingredient is coffee, filtered water, and coffee. The second ingredient is cane sugar,
there you go. So it's sugar.
and then natural flavor, which could be anything.
It's darkened sugar water. That's why it tastes so
Yeah,
good.
12 grams added sugar. So there you go, folks.
Per serving. Oh my gosh. All
Yeah,
right.
for
some
12
reason
ounces.
We're going blurry here.
So anyway,
Anyway, it's worth it. I like it. It's fine.
Yeah.
I'm good.
good,
I'm good.
cool.
But yeah, we're going to talk some scaling, and
Yes,
maybe in 15 minutes or less, hit the reset button on the sense of, if you see a workout, and especially with the way we put the programming up from the CrossFit affiliate programming, and it says RX intermediates beginner, and you're like, well, I don't see myself in any of that. I like that CrossFit started doing that. I think it's a good tool, but like every tool, if I'm trying to fix the engine in my boat with a hammer and a screwdriver, I'm probably going to break something. I'm going to break something anyway,
Yeah.
but right tool for the right job. And so to simply say like, oh, the RX, the intermediate, and the beginner, well, then I'm not in there.
I'm not in there.
Then yes, you're right. That's why it's infinitely scalable. Infinitely scalable.
I love you, infinity.
I love you 3000.
So
That's Avengers. If you were
yeah, she's
Tony
not picking
Stark's
up on
daughter,
that.
Morgan. And,
Yeah.
You
He said, "I love you." What do you say? I love you, ton. Isn't that
No,
what he said?
she said it first. I love you 3000 or something. Maybe he said.
I think he said, "Love you, tons," and she said, "I
I
love you, 3000."
and then he said to Pepper, "You're only
Yeah,
like the high 600s."
sweet pepper.
So
So if we see, if we're looking at this, we're looking at the board.
yeah, we'll pick a couple. We're gonna pick a couple workouts.
Pick
Pick 3
a couple
workouts from
workouts.
this week.
Cool. So you're probably still feeling it, Barbara.
Barbara.
a good old pull up, push up, sit up, squat
One of the
workout.
first workouts to make me vomit.
Really?
Yeah, way back when.
See, it makes sense because like the rest in there lets you. Yep.
Anytime you see programmed rest, be afraid.
Get
very,
ready.
very afraid.
Which I'm really glad people won't hear this until Friday.
Very
At
true.
this point, they've already come into
Yeah.
it. So in which case, like the rest of the day, we'll be like, man, Barbara's so fun. Wait till you come.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. So yeah, Barbara, if you look at it on paper, any version of this, a lot of volume.
Yes.
A lot of volume. Pull-ups, push-ups, sit-ups, and squats.
So I mean, it's 100 pull-ups, it's 150 push-ups, 200 sit-ups, and 250 air squats.
You got it?
Yeah, so less volume than, or about the same volume as like a 20 round Cindy. about the same amount of volume as Murph with gymnastics plus the sit-ups,
Yeah.
less squats.
Yeah.
So yes, on the volume standpoint of, again, CrossFit has a methodology. It's not random. There is a clear method to the programming
Yes.
Process. 0 to 50 reps in a total in a workout, low volume.
Low volume.
50 to 100, medium-ish volume. 100 to 300, medium high. 300 plus, high volume. Those are some like breakout points. So if I'm doing my programming assessment and I look at Barbara is a high volume workout. Great. Time domain, short, medium, or long.
This is long.
Well, right. You got 5 rounds and you're taking 3 minutes rest between them automatically. You've got 12 minutes on the clock to start.
Of no work.
So it's 12 minutes long to begin with.
Yeah.
So Eric, how would I determine what the time stimulus of the working portion of this workout is? What could someone do who maybe went to a mini open camp? They don't have the CrossFit affiliate programming class plan, which
don't.
specifically tells you what the time stimulus is.
Yeah.
They don't have a coach standing in front of the whiteboard to help them.
No.
What could somebody do from a mathematical process to figure out what an average time stimulus for the working portion of Barbara should be?
So I'm thinking 2 things, but I think one, if you figured out your reps per second, put those together.
Oh my gosh, maybe. Yeah.
So
that's it.
Yeah.
So
simple.
if it's gymnastics movements, about 2 seconds a rep.
Yep.
So 20 pull-ups, 30 push-ups, 40, 50. We're looking at 140 reps per round. If I do 2 seconds a rep, that's 280. That's a 4-minute 440 round.
Yeah.
Weird that they said a 3-minute rest. So it's
that's 340. That's 340, isn't it? 280 is 340. That'd be a 340 round. 3 minutes and 40 seconds. No, because it's 180 seconds in 3 minutes. It's 240 seconds in 4 minutes. Sorry, not good at math. I'm thinking 8, not 6.
Sorry. So
you were right.
We're making a swag at 2 seconds a rep.
Yeah.
But do pull-ups take 2 seconds?
Do 20 pull-ups, or does a pull-up by
pull-ups?
Single pull-up.
You always got it.
Okay.
This is Carrie Pierce doing this workout.
Got it.
Not me and you. So how fast do her pull-ups go?
They're fast.
About a minute, about a minute.
Yeah.
About a second of pull-up.
Yeah.
How fast are her push-ups? And she's going unbroken on those push-ups.
Going unbroken, yeah.
How
Same
fast
thing.
are her push-ups?
Probably.
About a second.
Yeah.
How fast are her sit-ups? Maybe closer to like a
2.
second and a half,
Yeah.
whatever. And then how fast are her squats?
Same thing, about
a second and a half.
Yeah.
So really, you're looking at about 180 to 200 seconds per round.
Yeah.
Oh, so what you want is a 1-to-1 or about 1.5-to-1 work
To rest.
Yeah. So now we've got somewhere between 15 to 18, 15 to 20 minutes of work, still in the long time domain. So it matches long time domain, high volume. Cool.
Yeah.
We've just determined the stimulus of this workout.
Beautiful. Now let's take that and look at the pull-ups. You
Yes.
said like the pull-ups should be fast.
There's no way I can do 20 unbroken pull-ups. Well, we got 2 options here.
Here we
One, don't do them unbroken. There's no way I can do 20 pull-ups if I break them up in 40 seconds or in 30 seconds. The pull-ups, 20 pull-ups should be taking you less than 30 seconds.
There you go.
So pull-ups in about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Raise your hand if you can do 20 pull-ups in about 30 seconds consistently.
Maybe like the first round or 2.
Maybe, but if I break them up strategically, I probably can.
Yeah.
So now we got to start thinking scaling. How are you going to scale this? Because you could say RX, everything has to be unbroken. That could be one way to say
could be a way to say
RX, right?
Yep.
The prescription is if you want to meet the time domain, the time stimulus, you need to be able to do every single one of these movements unbroken. If you're going to be breaking them up, we need to be talking about, you can scale 3 things: volume, loading, difficulty of the movement.
There you go.
And loading, if it's monostructural, would be distance.
Right.
That's so volume, loading, difficulty of the movement. If I have pull-ups, if you have an athlete who has pull-ups, are you going to let them use bands or boxes or?
I will probably not.
Yeah, me
If you can knock out a few pull-ups at a time consistently, I'm going to keep you on that bar.
So you're going to put away the opportunity or the choice of scaling the difficulty of the movement, stay with the movement. If you got the movement, keep the movement. Which are you going to scale then probably for them?
The volume. Yeah.
Because loading, you can't really scale the loading in a gymnastics movement without scaling the difficulty. They're kind of the same thing.
It's kind of the same. Like a band is scaling the loading and the difficulty.
So volume. So where you could scale that difficulty is you'd say you have to do sets of 5.
Yeah.
I can usually do 8 to 10, pull-ups unbroken with a kip, blah, blah, blah. Great. You must keep sets of 5. We're going to make this real easy. I'm going to scale your volume in half. You're going to do 2 sets of 5.
2 sets of 5.
Bam.
Beautiful.
Right? Person's going to finish in somewhere between 15 to 20 seconds. You made it hard and improved their difficulty that now they're doing consistent 5s. And guess what? They're going to be just fine moving into those push-ups.
Because I can tell you, if we kept you at 20, maybe you can hold 5s that first round or 2. And then it's going to turn into 2 and 3s. And then it's probably turn into 1s. I promise you that keeping those at 5s and only doing the 10 will feel plenty hard. By 3rd, 4th, 5th.
I can't do pull-ups at all. Should I use a band?
No.
Why?
This is a lot of volume, and there's obviously not the strength there to kind of support that sort of volume and really just that kind of capacity. So I'm going to put you on the rings.
I don't really want to do ring rows though. I hate ring rows. I want to do pull-ups because I want to be on the bar.
Then we can do some jumping pull-ups.
Oh, excellent.
There we go.
Would you keep it at 20 for something like that? That's an honest question.
I would say depending on, is it someone that's been coming for 3 months? Is it someone that's been here for a year?
Yeah.
I would say depending on how long they've been coming or how consistently they come.
What's your fear? What are you considering?
So that's still, even with a jumping pull-up, if you've done them enough, you know that those arms still get tired and you can still kind of keep going, even though your arms are telling you to stop.
You're getting dangerously close to doing something dumb.
It's
in that
like
eccentric movement.
It would be like, even if I said do ring rows, we're gonna do ring rows, but I'm gonna put your feet, I'm gonna mark your feet right here with a line.
Yeah.
And your feet stay on that line.
Yeah.
And when you can't do anymore, you stop, you get off, you shake it out.
Yeah.
And so so that's kind of depending on the person. Let's say this is your first 3 months.
You're doing 10.
You're doing
10 jumping pull-ups. Or I like the ring row move too, because you still get the pull. I try to avoid ring rows I think this is a great workout to use them in, but if it's like something, like a Fran or something, because that's not the stimulus.
It's not the same.
This is though. It's a pull. The pull-ups in Barbara are not the workout.
No.
It's the fucking push-ups and it's the air squats.
I swear, whenever you see pull-ups, push-ups, squats, I think so many people immediately go to the pull-ups and be like, oh man, this is gonna be hard. I promise the push-ups are going to get you, and the squats are just your legs are so tired. You can do them, like you can keep going.
It's then they start to roll their back and stuff. But so we would take all that same methodology, and now we need to scale the push-ups to somebody. What is going to be? I know what mine would be. What is going to be your "thou shalt not pass" line, and then scale or bump them or kind of like whack-a-mole them into that thing? Like, what is the guy? For you, what would you use as kind of the guiding factor of like, okay, this is what's going to help navigate us into what's the right push-up?
So I think I wouldn't be too different from the pull-ups where I'd say like you need to have a specific number that you can hit all the time. Like if it turns into one, like that gets nasty.
Me too. I think I would be more like a time. So like 1 minute. Like these push-ups should never be, by the time you're done the pull-ups and the push-ups.
Yeah.
If we're looking at that clock and it's more than 1:30, we have messed up one of those.
Yeah.
Probably the push-ups.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say no more than 1 minute.
Yeah.
And I might even do like some, depending, I don't know what the warm-up was. I haven't looked at it for the class plan, but I would even do some like Tabata rounds.
Yeah.
Of like 10 seconds max effort of push-ups, 10 seconds rest, 10-second max effort of push-ups, 10 seconds rest, 10 seconds max effort push-up. Whatever they got between that 10, 10, 10, the 10 seconds, 10 seconds, 10 seconds, that would be what I would probably tell them their push-up should be.
That's the move too. Cause like, and I'll defer to you. Like that's even better. Cause what will happen, same thing kind of with what'll happen with like ring rows, we keep backing up a push-up. They'll do regular push-ups and they'll go to snake and then they'll go to their knees and then I don't know. And so it's the same thing
they
too.
Just
like
lose
what
the
do you
movement at that point? Like I want them to maintain the mechanics of the push-up. So I would be overly conservative on that one for rep count.
Yeah.
If somebody's already starting to think about scaling or needing it. But then what I've used as my boundary of now shall not take longer than a minute. What happens in there in the rounds 3, 4, and 5 isn't as important because they can take the time to be mechanically sound and maybe it takes a little bit slower. But I've been so conservative that they'll have that buffer to still not go longer than a minute, and they should still make the full time domain.
Yeah.
Sit-ups are kind of an easy one, right?
Yeah.
Like they just grind. Everybody can do them. Maybe you got to scale volume because somebody's still struggling with the thing, but they can whip them.
Yep.
You can band them on the rig. Like there's
a lot of ways to keep
they're
that.
They're like, I don't know.
And this is one where I said you don't have to pigeonhole yourself into RX, intermediate, or beginner.
Yeah.
Like if you're scaling down to 10 pull-ups, 20 push-ups, maybe you keep the 40 sit-ups. Right? Like keep the 40 sit-ups. It's okay. It's not as aesthetically pleasing, but like,
and again,
from the number standpoint, but
we're
it's
looking at a minute
to
a minute 10-ish, minute and a half at the most
Yeah.
of work. I would say shoot for a minute, and then if it ebbs and flows worse as you go into the later rounds, no big deal. And then same with the 50 air squats. We should be somewhere around a minute to a minute and a half. So and again, minute and a half being on like the far end.
Yeah.
So if I 30 seconds for my pull-ups, minute and a half for my squats, minute for my
push-ups and
sit-ups, it's a 4-minute round.
Right there.
Boom.
And that's about as long as you want to go.
Exactly. But you've been very, very conservative with somebody from the very get-go that maybe they're closer to like a 250, 255 round to start.
Right.
I just don't think this is going to be hard enough for me, Eric. I think you have overscaled me, and I am a little irritated that I am not going to get my fitness maximized in this next hour of Barbara. How do you handle me?
First, I would say like
Mr. Douchebag athlete.
I think my first conversation would be like, tell you what, hey, trust me here.
Right.
And if by round 3 you still feel like this is too easy, we'll bump something up.
Yeah.
Like trust me here.
Yeah.
And then if you really, and even then, what's nice is I don't even have a long term, like this is a benchmark. You will see Barbara again. Take solid notes. Make sure to write in your notes. That was really just way
Eric's
too
an asshole.
easy.
He
Eric's the
overscaled
worst.
me.
He overscaled me. And believe me, this is one too where I'd rather you walk out feeling a little bit too easy than walking out thinking like, uh-oh.
Because our other option is, and this is the worst, but it's totally an option. Like it totally happens.
Yeah.
You are so far behind everybody by the time the second or third round comes around. I'm cutting your 5th round.
Oh, 100%.
Right? Like that, like if you don't want to listen to me, fine. When that clock goes beep, beep, beep at 35 minutes, you're done. Like I'm turning off the lights, I'm turning off the stereo, and I'm saying, hey, I get it. Like sometimes we just need to bang our head against the wall to make sure that the wall is still there and it's harder than our head. Like I hear you. I don't think you need to ever do that again.
Yeah.
And you got to listen to me from the beginning, but it's over. Like the party's over, go home. And
I might like, this is one where I may say like at a certain time point, like maybe the 20 to 30 minute mark, if you're not in round 5 now,
starting round 5, you're done.
You are done. You are done at 4.
That's
You're
it.
done at 4.
And that is so demoralizing as an athlete, as a coach.
And
like,
this is not us shaming you by any stretch, but it's not like, trust us. This is
because you haven't made, like you're missing now. Now it might as well, like if you still wanted to go move for another 10 minutes, I'll just put you on the Echo bike and you can go for 10 minutes on the Echo bike. Like at that point, you're not hitting the stimulus, which is 3 to 4 minutes around, 30 seconds of pulling, 1 minute of pushing, 1 minute of sitting up, and 1.5 minutes of squatting. Like that's
an easy way to just keep it. Like,
that's the intended stimulus, which is if somebody is like, I hear what you're saying, I just don't physically, kinesthetically understand how that's supposed to feel. Awesome. We can exactly do what I just said.
Yeah.
You're going to work for 20 seconds, as many pull-ups as you can get. You're going to take a 10-second rest. You're going to work for 50 seconds, get as many push-ups as you can. Take a 10-second rest. You're going to work for 50 seconds, get as many sit-ups as you can get. Take a 10-second rest. You're going to work for 1 minute and do as many squats as you can.
And this is a like go nonstop.
I'm talking like go for broke.
Yeah.
You're going to take your 3 minutes and you're going to look at those numbers, and your next 4 rounds will be to hit every single one of those numbers again. You just devised your own Barbara using Barbara itself, for the first one being time priority, the last 80% of it. First 20% being time priority, last 80% being task priority. You are now an infinitely smarter athlete.
And I'll tell you what, if you did that way and you come back still feel like that was too easy, I will 100% say,
yeah,
I was wrong.
Well,
maybe
what I would say is, no, and I'd still, maybe this is my, like,
also depending on the numbers.
Yeah,
course,
I would say, no, I'm not wrong. This works. You're being a deliberately difficult athlete, and you sandbagged the first minute.
I would say that would be
first round effort.
That would be my baseline.
What do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Right? Like
if over the course of 50 seconds you did 5 push-ups, I will know, like, okay,
at some
guys,
point,
come
if
on.
you don't want this to work, it will not work.
Yeah.
Like, it's very easy. But if you want it to work, it's so simple.
Yeah.
It's so simple.
So simple.
Mechanically move well, consistently, then we add some intensity. We can add intensity with volume, load, difficulty. And I can remove the intensity by pulling away volume, load, difficulty. That's it. You write down the wrong numbers because you read 3 rounds for time, but said, oh, I thought you said it was a 20-minute AMRAP. There is nowhere on the board written 20 minutes. AMRAP is not even on there. You heard what you wanted to hear and you did what you wanted to do.
Fair
that enough. Is not the coach.
Come on, guys. Come on. Work with us. Work with us.
But that's right. Like, at some point, that's the coactive, collaborative aspect of it. Like, I get it. This shit can be confusing at first.
Yeah.
If you don't spend your entire week looking at it. But Barbara, I don't even think we really need to do it. I mean, we can talk about the.
I like the clean one.
Yeah,
I want to talk about that one. But
and it actually dovetails well. Of like, okay, well, that's a 4 movements chipper-ish.
Right.
Barbara is, but it's still
higher volume.
Right.
Blah 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 blah.
So now single modality weightlifting.
Yep.
And the rep scheme is or was.
So it's 5 5 3 3 3 1 1 1 1.
Awesome. I love those. I love those types of.
Yeah.
So super low volume. We're talking less than 50 reps total.
Yep.
And does it say squat cleans or just says
it
cleans?
just says clean.
Perfect. So someone just says cleans. Diehards are going to be like, well, that.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, it says power cleans.
Oh,
but
nice.
But I like this. I like where we're going. Let's
Yeah.
assume it says clean. Okay. So power clean meaning.
So we can keep it power clean.
Okay.
Because this still gets, like, we can still play the same game that we talked about pre-recording. Okay. Power clean. You've spent more time under the coaching load than I have with Olympic weightlifting in the last 3 to 5 years.
So in which case, our prerequisite is this: a power clean is a failed squat clean. There we go.
No,
I'm sorry.
clean,
Damn it! I got it back.
Yeah, squat clean is a failed
power clean.
But you should be. So why? Explain that, where that comes from. Like, what makes the power clean such a wonderful training movement?
So because of how high you have to catch that bar.
Yeah.
The goal is to not catch the squat. We say it all the time. The more weight you can lift, the better you can catch weight in a squat, the more you should be able to lift.
Right.
Meaning you're able to get the bar just high enough that you can then get yourself underneath it and then front squat it up.
So you got to be fast as to get under that bar for a power clean when that bar is that high.
And people say, like, your 3-rep max front squat is probably close to what you're able to squat clean.
Yeah.
For one. Because so much of it is like, you got to be able to catch it and then stand it up. The power clean, you have to catch that bar high. So it's so much more like you have to be extra explosive to get that bar up and catch it high.
And so what does almost every single one of us CrossFitters who the power clean starts to get heavy? You told me I can't go below parallel. What is our go-to move to get deeper under that bar?
To get deeper under? Oh, the really wide, like starfish almost. You start to see it. Oh my gosh! If you watch early games too, like those athletes, they were so wide.
Yeah.
Every time I see it, I'm like, those knees are
just
gonna.
Oh god! So that could be where. All right, great. We're gonna warm up. We're gonna warm up. PVC bar, PVC bar, PVC bar. We're gonna walk around and I have chalk in my hand, and I'm gonna have you jump and land in a power landing position. And I'm gonna draw chalk lines on your feet or at the outside of your feet. Your feet are never allowed to go wider than that.
Never.
So instantly I have limited your loading or the intensity that you're going to be able to hit, but I've increased the intensity in the expectation of your mechanics being done well.
Yeah.
Now let's say somebody, they can get it, but they just are like, they're struggling, or they hit that landing position and then they rush right out of it. All right. I'm going to add something in difficulty, you've got to pause in your landing position through the 5s and the 3s for 3 seconds.
There you go.
So you land it, 3,
Stick it.
2, 1, stand it up, drop it. It can be touch, they can be drop and goes, like, but within 2-3 seconds, you're right back on that bar.
Yeah.
Boom, you're landing it. So you're dialing in landing position, receiving position. You're dialing in the feet. And if those feet are getting dialed into that squat stance, when that bar starts getting heavier, if they have dialed in the my feet thou shalt not go any wider than this, how hard is it to land it in that squat?
Right.
So much
Not even gonna be
easier.
thinking about it anymore. It's just gonna be there.
That was outlaw programming for a while that we
Yeah.
did. I did it for a while, but Rudy Nielsen would do pause power cleans, pause power snatches. Miserable. It was the only thing that got me over my fear of getting under the
Getting
bar
under.
and landing it in the squat.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
I would say Jared Edgerton does that a lot too. Like
Yeah.
even whether it's power clean or squat clean, like if you're having trouble
he
getting
came out of
there,
outlaw with Rudy.
did he?
I think maybe I might be
And
wrong,
but it was a lot of it was like catch it and just stay there for a
Stay
second
there.
or two before you go. Same thing with a snatch. Like if you want to get comfortable there, spend more time there.
Yep.
And so you want to drive back up so fast. Catch it, hang out
Hang
first.
out.
Like even if it's like
Hang out.
1, 2, come back up.
exactly.
Just a deliberate pause.
And so now you've got somebody that I can put somebody who's been doing this for 3 to 5 years and has, is like, well, 5, 5, 3, 3, 3, 1, 1, 1. Great. I can put them with a newbie.
Yeah.
And both of them are doing the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I don't have to add volume to the newbies because then that just feels like, ugh,
Right.
ugh. They don't have to get heavy, and it can be hard because they're holding that position.
Yeah.
And then the other person who's been doing this for a while, I just built in training and practice and technique work in their first 4 sets.
Yeah.
And still left them 5 single attempts to get a heavy power clean for the day.
Yeah.
They probably will 1 rep. They will probably PR if they actually leaned into that.
Yeah.
So single modality day, you could do this. Let's say it was 500-meter rows for time. We're gonna do 5 500-meter rows for time. Cool. We're gonna work stroke rate mechanics.
Yeah.
We're gonna work power output mechanics. Then you're gonna work stroke rate and power output mechanics. The last 2 500s. Go
for
after
it.
it, do whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Right. So there's always ways, even if it looks like something like, well, I don't understand how could I scale this or modify it for me? Everybody should be marking that one
Yeah.
RX.
Yeah. Everybody.
If you lift a barbell and power clean it, you just RX'd it.
Even if you're lifting dumbbells and like,
And
you know,
power
like,
clean
like
it.
just, yeah,
But
if
if
you're
we worked
lifting weight from the
mechan-
ground to your shoulders, working those mechanics,
Yeah.
you are power cleaning that day.
Yeah.
So that's a good one. And I like that too. There's such different ends of the spectrum that like both like these little bitty tweaks that like,
So it says it in the workout for load. So everyone thinks, well, the stimulus is for load, but it's not. There's this thing, power clean. It's
Yeah.
specifying where you're supposed to receive that bar.
Yeah.
So, all right, I'm receiving it in the power clean. Well, is power clean defined as then receiving just above parallel? Maybe if it's a competition, I don't really care what you look like,
yeah,
but we're not in the business of competition. We're in the business of improving your work capacity across broad modal and time domains. So, I want to also add it's for load, power clean, and you have to keep your feet in this position.
Yeah.
And you have to hold the landing for this long. And I don't know, like your elbows have to be above parallel.
and that's where we'll
you-
talk to like the sorry, I interrupted you.
No,
Sorry.
I can add
Yeah.
ands to that
Yeah.
depending on who you are as the athlete. I've just now used the infinitely scalable construct for something that looks like it's unscalable.
And then also all this work on the pause and the position and the footwork, and then we get into those singles and it's like now you're just kind of going for it.
Yeah,
Maybe those aren't as pretty because they're getting a little bit heavier.
correct.
But this is we've talked before, the insies and outsies. We have just spent 10,
16,
18,
19 reps.
19 reps of good, focused, meticulous quality movement.
And if you do 5, sorry, I keep
But
stealing
yeah,
that.
but you're with me. But like, yeah, so you have 4 attempts to find a heavy single. So you have 4 that look a little iffy, but we spent 19 reps with really quality
less
movement.
than 20% of them. Oh, that's weird. It's kind of like when we did Barbara, where the first 20% of Barbara, I don't really care. We're just establishing what's appropriate.
Yeah.
The last 80% was good, solid, awesome work.
Yeah.
So the first 80% of this power clean, good, awesome, solid work. The last 20%, if they're a little ugly, like, But guess what? Emotionally, high
Yeah.
five, super fun. That was cool.
Look who's winning.
Exactly. And I could put, this is also something I think we do, but we don't do well enough. And it's something we could do better at, is I would put people in threes on this.
I love,
Do you know what,
I
like,
love grouping people up.
and you can
weightlifting
totally,
days.
they don't even have to be of the same skill set. They
Yeah.
could even have different bars if they want. But yeah, I would
beautiful.
definitely triple, at least double, but triple people up on this.
Yeah.
For that very reason.
100%.
And they're looking at each other. They're like, oh yeah, your feet got wide. You dropped below your chalk, whatever.
Meg's coming to power clean on Thursday. Want to come power clean on Thursday? Oh yeah, we're recording.
Yeah.
No, you're okay. No, you can come back.
You just look like Fiona, right?
I told Meg I like her overall. She looks like a train engineer
You said I look like a conductor.
or conductor. And then you said,
Conductor.
and then the moment as you're like cleaning up a mess that Everett made, it's like, yes, I'm conducting every aspect of every human's life in this house, or whatever it was you said.
No, I said I am the blinking conductor.
Is that what it
Except I use
was?
A different word.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Blank conductor. I got it. All right, cool. I like
Cool.
that.
That's
That's
fun.
good.
Yeah. So yeah, don't pigeonhole yourself to RX intermediate or beginner. That's lesson number one. And then work with us and we'll help you find and trust us. Sometimes the easier movement will make the workout much harder.
Yeah, totally.
And we've said it before, the open does that nicely too.
Yeah, right. I just don't think this is going to be hard enough. Cool. Go lighter and go faster. Wait, what?
And there's the mop when you're done.
Yeah.
Clean up that puke. Cool.
My gratitude is Big A. We went rock climbing, or
Yeah.
like bouldering on Saturday.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's hard. You talk about a little slice of humble pie.
He makes it look pretty easy though, doesn't it? Like,
He does.
it's
He
been
was
a
a
minute
little
since
out
you've
of
done it,
practice.
right?
Yeah, but he's still significantly better than I was. But I was so bad, like just really. So I got to the point where I was just watching like a couple 9-year-old girls and being like, well, I'm gonna do what they do. 'Cause I can't, and I still got left in the dust.
Of
Like,
course.
and because it's so much technique,
Yeah.
and so it was.
And this, like, he's so much.
Yeah, I was a
here.
little smoked, but it was more just I just did
Yeah.
not. And then I was overthinking it, and he just looked at me. He's like, "Dad, stop thinking so much. Just climb the damn wall." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's good advice.
That's
All
good
right."
advice.
So
Covering
it
the
was
two,
really
that's
fun.
smart.
He made it really, really fun. And yeah,
That's
that's it.
awesome. Cool. I want to say just right here, my gratitude is my beautiful wife Megan, who yeah, just awesome. I'll tell you, we say it's the holidays. We're just talking about recently, the holidays, like really, like it messes up your rhythm, like your daily rhythm.
Yeah.
And I really felt like that was starting to snowball. Then with like the
No pun
snow and stuff
intended.
too, like yeah, like with the snow and stuff really threw off like kind of our rhythm, which like is clear when it comes to the other lives that we take care of. And that's hard, but she knows what she's doing. She's good. I'm glad I got you. Because I'd be drowning in, well, not babies, maybe babies. If I didn't have you, I mean, the women, I gotta tell you,
He should.
I'm a hot commodity.
Yeah, you
He should have just closed with the
should have
gratitude.
quit like 15 seconds ago.
So yeah,
That's awesome.
I like having you around.
Thank you.
Cool.
The blinking light is now land.
Yeah, land.
land.
We can just edit that out, right? All right, cool.
All right, folks. We'll see you scaled and
On the creek.
well done. All
I
right.
was like, should I say intermediate or?